Alright, so this is a quick pre-show show, which I'm going to do before watching Game of Thrones. It's currently 10 minutes to 7 Central Time, and I'm sort of killing time waiting on a Game of Thrones to come on HBO. I've discussed my thoughts on the series several months back. I don't believe it was much that I gave then, but they showed a 15-minute preview of it the other night, and that shit looked awesome from what I've seen of it. I can't really give it a fair judgment until I've seen the first episode, which I believe that was the first 15 minutes of. From what I saw of it, it just looked awesome, though. And I'm especially eager to see how much that they are able to translate over from this book into the first episode. And you'll have to pardon the crudity of this book. Unfortunately, as you can see, the pages are kind of falling out of the paperback. Long story short, I loaned this to a co-worker of mine back in '08, and he brought it back to me about a month and a half later with the pages falling out of it. Asshole. Lesson learned, though. Be careful who you loan your shit out to. You never know in what condition it might come back. But I'm very excited to see how the show is going to play out. Now, honestly, I'm not familiar with a lot of the actors in here. I know Sean Bean, who seems to be pretty much as typecast into fantasy as Morgan Freeman is typecast into some sort of a mentor role. I really like Lena Headey as Cersei. I'm not entirely convinced of how she's going to act like Cersei does when she, sort of plays like she's putting out to everybody, if you catch my meaning. But she certainly looks the part, and I'm eager to see her performance, but probably the biggest one I'm looking forward to is my favorite character. I'm not really familiar with Peter Dinklage in any way. He might have been one of the dwarves in the Chronicles of Narnia, but I'm really eager to see how his character is portrayed on TV. He looks like he's going to have some fun with it, and I definitely am looking forward to seeing him translated over to film, or translated over to television. But you know what I'm getting at. And hopefully on down the road, they're in the show for 10 episodes this season, so hopefully on down the road, if it does well enough, we'll get great adaptions of the other books in the series. I'm really wanting this one in particular for Season 3, since it's my favorite. And what's sort of a bonus as well is that a couple of weeks ago they also announced that A Dance with Dragons will be coming out July 12th. We seem to have finally an official date on the book, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm actually trying to go ahead and reread back through the books. I am eager to see all the books translated over to television on down the road. Maybe they'll combine this with A Dance of Dragons on down the road. I don't entirely hate this book, but yeah, it was kind of hard for me to stomach splitting a good story up into two parts, so hopefully on down the road we'll get something good. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and as soon as the show's over with, I plan on doing a review of it as well. I also want to give a shout-out to a couple of folks as well. These are all girls. But first off, I want to shout out real quick at the lady Kayla, who has become a sort of a friend of mine on here. I've actually sort of looked upon her as my little buddy. She's also a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire. I believe she's read all the books to it so far. But I had wanted to do a co-op review with her, but unfortunately she doesn't have HBO, so I'm going to maybe, depending on whether she wants it or not, give her a very spoiler-ridden review of the show, or just kind of play devil's advocate and skim over it while giving my opinion. But she's got a great channel. She mostly reviews fantasy books. She's reviewed Martin, and I think she's reviewed a few others as well. Go check her channel out if you like fantasy and you like reviews. Plus, you have them with a pretty face. Definitely recommend that you check out her channel. I also would like to give a shout out to Relativity. I understand that she's been reading the first book. She actually mentioned it back in January, I believe, that she was reading the first book and was kind of eager to see how this show would turn out. So, yeah. She'll have an opinion on it as well, so if you just happen to catch this, she might put a review up. Pop on over to her channel and check out her review to it as well, because she usually does good reviews every once in a while that she puts them up. But, yeah, that's it for this. I will be back later on after the show and give my thoughts on it, and either you're going to see me raving like a lunatic fanboy, or I'm just going to be pretty pissed from what I've seen. Hopefully it's going to be the former. But, yeah, catch me in about a couple hours and you'll have it up. Peace.